Today, you are gonna learn how to be flexible throughout your entire pregnancy. So let's get started. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Tiffany from myPerfectCurl, and today our focus is all about flexibility. This program is appropriate for women in all 3 trimesters because we're not doing anything laying flat down on our back, but at the same time, I want to make sure that you have received medical clearance to start this or any other program. If not, make sure to talk to your doctor first. So what you're gonna need is your mat. Make sure you have that bottle of water with you, and also will need a chair for the last few exercises. So without further ado, let's get started. Take a stance a little bit wider than your hips, and the first thing we're gonna work on is rolling our shoulders back. You know, we have a little bit of extra weight up here, and so our shoulders are naturally gonna pull forward. So this movement is gonna help to counteract that. Just a few more seconds. Good. The next thing is reach. We just want to reach up. These are gentle movements. This should feel really good. This should be a stretch and not an overexertion. We're doing these dynamic stretches first to warm up the body. The next thing we're going to do is a step, so just stop the arms. The dynamic warm-up helps to get your blood circulating. It helps to make your muscles a little bit more extensible. It helps to get your joints warmed up so that we can stretch without hurting ourselves. Okay, add some arms. Good. And it's just a little dip so we can work our quads and our knees and our hips. Next thing, we're gonna do some high knees. Now, if you notice, my high knees are really pointed outwards instead of straight forward. That's because I have a little bit of extra weight right here, and I want to do something that's comfortable. And that's important in this entire program, is to just do what you are going to be comfortable with. All right, kick your butt. Good. Your breath may be a little bit elevated, and that's okay. That's what we want. We want your blood pumping a little bit faster. Our next move is going to be a standing jack. If you want to do jumping jacks, go right ahead. But this is what is going to be most comfortable for where I am. I am in my 6th month, so things are a little bit more difficult with the additional 30 pounds that I've gained. Yes. But that is all right. I just want a comfy home for my baby. All right, and the last thing that we're gonna do in this part is a plie with some added arms. This should feel really good. And then the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna stay down and do a downward dog. So on this one, stay down. Carefully come down to the ground and pop up into a downward dog. You can pedal your feet a little bit, stretch out your hamstrings and your calves. And if you're feeling a little bit of pressure in your face, you can lift up your head. Good. The next thing, we're going to come down and do cat stretch. We don't need to do the opposing cow because we already have this extra weight pulling us down, so we don't want to make that even more pronounced. So we're just going to counteract it. Good. Our next move is pointed dog. Now, you want to stretch as much as you can, and this also works the core just a little bit. Make sure that you're keeping that hip, instead of lifting up, pointing it down towards the ground. Good. Just a few more. Last one. Good. Sit up carefully, and then we're going to do a hip flexor stretch. So you want to make sure that this front leg is perpendicular to the ground, and you don't want to slouch down and lean into it. You want to be nice and tall so you're really getting that hip flexor stretch. This is good for people who are sedentary most of the day or seated at a computer. A couple more seconds and we'll switch sides. All right, go ahead and switch to the other leg. Good. This should feel really good. Sitting up nice and tall with your shoulders pulled back. We're gonna come down to the mat seated. And we're gonna bend one knee in and do a hamstring stretch. So just lean over that straight leg. If you're earlier in your pregnancy, you could probably bend over both legs. That's not happening for me. So this is what I'm comfortable with, so this is what I'm gonna do. Good. And the other side. And if you need to move a little bit more center, that's okay as well. You just want to feel that stretch going here. Some of you may be right here, and that's fine. Just try and sit up as much as possible and get as much of the stretch as you can. So bring your other leg forward, and we're gonna do a torso rotation. So we're gonna stretch up. So this is a little bit of an exercise and a stretch at the same time. You should really feel a good stretch in your obliques and in your lats. You wanna keep everything as lifted as possible. Good. Just a few more seconds, and then we'll bring our feet together into butterfly. Good, really stretching up. All right, come center. Bring your feet together. Gonna have an elbow on one knee and the other arm up and stretch over. Now on this, some of you might be here, so really try and pull back as much as possible, be as upright as possible, and then turn just slightly, turn your torso towards the sky. And again, this is a really good oblique stretch. And other side. Good. By now your breathing should have calmed down, and you should be able to take nice, long, relaxing breaths. We're gonna stretch our neck next. So come back center, stretch to one side. A lot of us carry a lot of tension in our shoulders, so this is a great stretch. Come down to the middle. This is actually the only time in the video that you should really feel a stretch in your upper back. Keep everything nice and tall, and then the other side. After this, we're gonna grab our chair and for our last few movements. All right, and come up now. We've been on the ground for a while, so carefully come up and grab your chair. The first move that we're gonna do is a child's pose that's assisted with using the chair. I like to have my knees nice and wide. Depending on where you are in your pregnancy, or how comfortable you are, you can have them a little bit closer, but I like mine nice and wide. Then come forward, drape your arms over the chair, and relax. This is a really good upper body stretch. And if you want to bring it down to the floor, you certainly can. Just depends on what you're comfortable with. Another modification to this is to bring it out to one side. Another good oblique and lat stretch. And just to balance it out, let's hit that other side. Good. Now coming up gently, we'll face forward. We'll have some work on our glutes. So for a lot of women who have issues with their sciatica, this is a great stretch. So you bring one leg on top of your knee, the other knee you press down just slightly and lean forward just a little bit, and you should feel a really good stretch in your glutes. Now, sciatica is oftentimes caused by that muscle that runs across at the piriformis, so being a little bit tight. So this is a great stretch for that. And as I said, keep everything lifted and just lean forward slightly. Switch sides. Normally we do this stretch on the floor, but to help protect our abdomen and our baby, this is the alternative for that. If you're earlier in your pregnancy, you can always do it on the floor by pulling the same position and pulling your legs back towards your face. We just have one more set of stretches to go. So we're gonna stand up for that carefully. And it's a quad stretch. So hang on to your chair so you don't fall over. Grab one leg. Now on this, a lot of times people really like to stretch and hyperextend their back. So instead, what I'd like to encourage you to do is tuck your butt under and then tighten your core just gently, don't over tighten it. And then you should automatically feel a really good stretch in your quad. You can pull your quad back a little bit and then you'll definitely feel it. Just a few more seconds and then switch sides. Same thing, hang on. Tuck everything under, be nice and tall. Good. And you've made it through. Great job, everyone. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this flexibility session, and please work on this at least 3 times per week. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more upcoming pregnancy videos. Peace.